Welcome to my channel Karma Revenge Stories. Please like, subscribe for more videos.
Have you ever watched someone destroy years of experience because they believed a college degree made them smarter than everyone else? That is exactly what happened to me. I spent 15 years negotiating some of the most sensitive defense contracts in America. Every signature mattered. Every word followed military protocol. Then a brand new executive with an expensive MBA walked into the conference room, laughed at those rules, and fired me in front of everyone. He called military procedures outdated. I packed my desk without arguing because I knew something he did not. Within 24 hours, one phone call would expose the mistake that nearly cost the company hundreds of millions of dollars and a lifetime of trust. Stay until the end because what happened next changed every career in that building forever. My name is Daniel Carter. For 15 years, I worked inside one of the most respected defense contracting companies in America. I was never the loudest person in the room, and I never cared about office politics. My reputation came from solving problems that nobody else wanted to touch. Pentagon contracts were different from ordinary business deals. Every deadline mattered. Every security procedure had a purpose. One missing document could delay projects that affected thousands of military personnel. During those 15 years, I built relationships based on trust instead of promises. Government officers knew my work. Legal teams trusted my judgment. Engineers depended on me to keep projects moving. I believed experience always mattered more than ego. Everything changed when the company hired a new vice president named Ryan. He had an impressive MBA and spoke with confidence. From his first meeting, he announced that the company had become too old-fashioned. He wanted speed instead of process. He wanted modern business methods instead of military traditions. At first, everyone applauded his energy. He talked about innovation and efficiency. But I noticed something different. He never asked why certain procedures existed. He assumed anything he did not understand was unnecessary. One Monday morning, we entered the largest contract negotiation of my career. The agreement was worth hundreds of millions of dollars over several years. Representatives from government agencies, legal departments, engineering teams, and executive leadership filled the conference room. Before the meeting started, I quietly reminded Ryan that one classified section required a specific approval sequence before discussion could continue. It was standard protocol that protected everyone involved. Ryan laughed. He looked around the room and said these outdated military habits are exactly why companies move too slowly. The room became silent. I calmly explained that federal procedures were not optional. They were requirements. Ryan interrupted me. He said this company hired me to modernize operations, not to listen to people who still think it is 20 years ago. Then he did something nobody expected. He fired me in front of everyone. Human resources escorted me from the building before lunch. People avoided eye contact as I packed my office. Some whispered they were sorry. Others looked frightened. I thanked everyone for the opportunities and walked away without raising my voice. Driving home, I felt disappointed but not defeated. Experience teaches patience. I knew the contract could not move forward without several approvals that only existed because of federal compliance requirements. The next morning, my phone rang. It was not human resources. It was the government contracting officer. He asked why I had disappeared from the project. I simply told him I was no longer employed by the company. There was a long silence. Then he quietly said that explains everything. Within hours, the company discovered that the negotiation had stopped completely. Documents had been submitted incorrectly. Required verification steps were skipped. Security compliance questions remained unanswered. Their entire contract entered immediate review. Executives began calling every department searching for answers. Ryan insisted everything could still be completed without me. Then another problem appeared. Several government representatives specifically requested clarification from the person who had managed previous agreements. That person was me. Late that afternoon, my former CEO called. His voice sounded completely different. He asked if we could meet immediately. When I arrived, the atmosphere inside headquarters had changed. Nobody smiled. The same executives who watched me leave now stood quietly outside the boardroom. Inside, the CEO apologized for how everything happened. He admitted the company underestimated how much institutional knowledge disappears when experienced people are treated as replaceable. Ryan sat silently across the table. For the first time, he listened instead of speaking. The CEO asked if I would return immediately and rescue the contract. I thanked him for the apology. Then I explained one lesson that every successful organization eventually learns. Experience is expensive only when you ignore it. Replacing it becomes far more expensive. I agreed to help, but only under clear conditions. Operational decisions affecting government compliance would require qualified specialists. Military protocols would never again be dismissed without understanding their purpose. Employees would receive respect regardless of job title. The CEO accepted every condition. Ryan remained quiet. Over the following weeks, we repaired the damaged negotiations. The government accepted corrected documentation. Trust slowly returned. The contract moved forward successfully. Months later, Ryan approached my office. He admitted he confused confidence with competence. He said he believed leadership meant changing everything immediately. Instead, he learned leadership begins by understanding why successful systems already exist. That conversation stayed with me. Real professionals never stop learning. Degrees open doors. Experience keeps them open. Years later, younger employees often asked how I stayed calm after being fired. My answer never changed. Never argue with someone determined to learn a lesson the hard way. Protect your integrity. Protect your reputation. Eventually, results speak louder than emotion. That single day became the most important lesson of my career. Not because I lost my job, because I discovered the true value of quiet confidence. The people who laughed eventually apologized. The people who doubted eventually listened. And the people who believed experience no longer mattered discovered exactly how valuable it really was. Strong ending. Success is not built by titles or expensive degrees alone. It is built by discipline, humility, experience, and respect for the people who came before you. Companies can replace employees, but replacing trust takes years. The greatest revenge is never anger. It is letting your professionalism prove your value when everyone else finally realizes the truth.